You are welcome to Signature Television Unscripted, usual exciting television program that discusses affairs, critical affairs in the nation. Today we are going to look at, well, gentlemen, we are in the month of October. The month of October, I welcome you to a new month. Happy new month.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Happy new month.
Thank you, Mike.
Month of Independence.
This is, incidentally, this is also month of independence.
Yeah.
So it's a very important month. Among the 12 months in the year, October is a very important month because October marks the month, is the month that we remember Nigerians, commemorate Nigeria's independence as a nation. 65 years ago, Nigeria gained independence from the British colonial masters. And just a few days ago, Nigeria turned 65. And we are happy, of course, we are happy that we are now independent people. But what is the level of independence? What is the level of freedom? So today we are going to look at how far we have gone economically, politically, socially in the last 65 years. What are the achievements that we have been able to put on the table? Are you happier in 1960, 1970, 1980? Are you happier then than now? What are the indices to show that, are there any indices to show that Nigeria is growing economically, like I said, politically and socially? So we're going to look at those. And then the United Nations, has just ended its annual conference, UNGA, United Nations General Assembly, marked its 80th, anniversary a few days ago. And Nigeria was represented at the United Nations by the Vice President, Mr. Shetima. And there he made a very fundamental quest for Nigeria to become a member of the United Nations Security Council. And again, we ask ourselves the question, are we qualified to occupy that position in the United Nations? United Nations, a member of the United Nations Security Council. We have 5 members there. United States of America, United Kingdom, China, Russia, and which other country?
France.
France. They are known as the superpowers. And what make them superpowers? Nigeria wants to be a member of that Security Council, UN Security Council. We are going to look at it, and see. Yes, it's good to aspire, it's good to have an ambition, but looking at Nigeria's growth, looking at what we have, looking at our political power, looking at our military power, looking at all the indices that, one can say make up a strong country like the United States of America, are we there? Can we really aspire to be a member of the United Nations Security Council? And back here in Igbo land, we are faced with this issue of Eze-ship. We have Ezes, those we call Ezes in Igbo land. They are resident with us, even though some of them, when they become Eze in Igbo land, they don't live in their community, they live in the city. And from there, they govern their respective community. But yeah, fair enough. But outside Igbo land, we also have people who call themselves Eze Igbo of Lagos, Eze Igbo of Kano, Eze Igbo of Kaduna, and so on and so forth. But there is a controversy. Those who are Ezes in Igbo land, I say, no, you don't go to Lagos and answer Eze Igbo, Lagos. Even when you answer Eze Igbo Lagos, when you come back home, drop your Eze Igbo Lagos, because you have Eze in your community. Drop it. When you go back to Lagos, you answer. So, gentlemen, I want us to look at the propriety of Eze outside Igbo land. Eze of Lagos, Ezigbo Lagos, Ezigbo Kaduna, Ezigbo, because that's generated a lot of controversy in Igbo land. Should we call them Onyendu Ndibo Lagos? Just something like that, so that this controversy will be minimized. My name is Mike Obani. I have with me in the studio to discuss these issues Dr. Ukeje. Dr. Ukeje, you are welcome to the program.
Thank you, Mike.
And our master.
He's a master.
Yes,
I'm a member of the panel. I'm not master in nothing.
So, Dr. Ukeje, Nigeria turned 65 few days ago. And I'm not sure you were born, before independence or after independence. I don't know when you were born. But looking at our trajectory, the growth trajectory of Nigeria, can we say that Nigeria has achieved the aims and ambitions and aspirations of our forefathers, looking at the economic platform, looking at the political platform, and all other indices? Are you happier today than you were 10 years ago as a Nigerian? Are you happier today like as you were 20 years ago as a Nigerian? So what do you make up of our independence? Are we there, or is still work in progress?
Mike, thank you very much. It's good that you said that you are not sure whether I was born at independence. But I am sure, because I was in primary school, infant class 1, during Nigeria's independence.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you very much. And I received a plastic cup and a flag. But for the invasion of Biafra by those who hated us, those cups, the cup and the flag would have been around. My elder sister was in standard 2 or so. She also received the same thing. Since that day to today, I have 3 children who have gone to primary, secondary school, universities. None of them have ever come back with any icon of Nigeria. Certainly, Nigeria of 1960 recognized me. The Nigeria after 1960 did not recognize me or my children. I guess
that's so emotional. Go ahead.
Symbolic.
You're making a point.
In 1960, we didn't have studios like this. We didn't have so many houses built of brick and modern roofing systems. We had thatch houses, grass houses, but everybody had a house. And it was a house for us, as far as you can stay there and the rain will not beat you or the sun will not beat you. Today, we have many more brick houses with roofing sheets, but so many more people do not have a house at all. Many well-off people, especially in this our part of the country, rent Fulani or Hausa boys to make thatch centers for them where they relax inside their compound. You don't have an Igbo person who can do that now, or you don't have them. In the 1960s of my childhood, we ate achicha, dried cocoyam. We had different types of yam. We had okwacha, ayaba, abana, Georgia. Everybody ate that. It didn't look like what the Europeans who were governing us were eating. They had tinned food. If you went past their house, you will smell from their waste bin a different smell from our own that had ogiri and oba and things like that. But everybody had food. I didn't see beggars who were Igbos. Today, there are people who are attended university who had no food of their own. In the 1960s of my childhood, we used to hear stories that robbers wrote letter to the people that they are coming. Either they eventually come or they don't come. Today, sorry to use the example of a journalist of Arise. Somebody, if you lived in Abuja, you know that Katagbe is an upscale area. you have police everywhere. All the police leaders are rich. But then the people they are policing are being killed. In Enugu here, I think the government, or is it the governor, brought DRS vehicles with cameras. My experience in the last 1 month is that those vehicles, when they are outside the city center, the policemen who are manning them are now engaging in stop and search. If they do that, it means that they have switched off the camera, because the camera should be catching what they are doing.
Yeah.
But I believe that the cameras were to watch what is happening. If person A commits a crime and passes through a particular area, when the crime is reported, you search the cameras to see what has happened. In other words, in the 1960s of my childhood, I never heard about kidnapping for ransom. And I've told you that robbery was supposed to be announced as a threat. Now is an everyday occurrence. Pickpocket was supposed to be a threat in Obete of the 1960s. Now you kidnap people in a vehicle, hold them, make phone calls. In spite of the national identity number and registration of SIM cards, they make calls, receive money. Even the police and the ministers contribute money to give to them. They say you must buy motorcycle for them. You know, I'm giving you a broad scale view. In the 1960s of my childhood, anybody who went to university become a source of succor, not to just his family, but to his community. Not because he steals money from government or a company, but he becomes their informant. He becomes their good example. People tell their children, look at that man, Dr. Pius Okibo. He did not go to university to get a first degree. He read at home. Now Professor Chikobi got his degree from home. Follow his footsteps. People take their children to them and say, tell this boy how to make progress. Today, a graduate is the best example of unemployment. And the knowledge had nothing to do with the environment, because education should be for life chances. Somebody has grown up, is 30 years, he doesn't know how to make thatch roof, he doesn't know how to cultivate yam, he doesn't know how to plant cassava, he doesn't know how to weed a farm, but he has a certificate.
What use is the certificate?
Well, the learning had nothing to do with the environment. When I was in primary school in 1960s, we cultivated farms in our primary school. And we were told to bring palm frond for tendering yam.
Yeah.
We cut grass in our school field. We played football and generated song to encourage ourselves. Today, you hire musicians to encourage rangers, but they say they have supporters. You know, I'm giving you a scale, but you know, happiness depends on who you are asking of happiness. Jesus Christ in the Beatitudes talked about those who are happy, that is, those who are blessed. He said those who are meek and humble. But Herod lived in Jesus' time. Herod the Great wanted to kill Jesus. His parents took him to Egypt to escape. When he came back and he was an adult, it is one of the sons of Herod the Great, Herod Antipas, was happy. Drinking, making the head of John the Baptist a gift to the daughter of his brother's wife, who he married, Herodias. So happiness depends on, some people are happy. Obi is unhappy. He went to Lagos to see Igbo property destroyed. I don't know whether others, our governors, are happy, because they didn't go there, but they are happy. Obi shows your happiness. Those who are happy have ignored the people who are afflicted. You know, so now to use debt. When you go to where people are being buried now, you see people selling granite, not at the corner, but inside the circle, showing they are not money. But in my childhood days, if somebody of importance in a town dies, there is no rule that the market should be closed, but everybody keeps quiet because a big Iroko tree has died. But now when people die, they say, hey, the man has 4 cars. Yeah, let him come and drive it. You know, even the man walking on foot.
They put in the poster celebration of life, celebration.
So, Mike, I was born before 1960. I saw independence. I saw that the white men who governed us had a rule that applied to themselves. Now, we are being governed by domestic colonial authorities. One group said that if they speak, they have spoken for the North. One other group now is saying if they speak, they have spoken for the South. But they are not just. The Europeans, we are just. European Reverend Fathers came to our school and said, if you are up to 6 feet and you have finished your standard 6, they are recruiting police. Go and report. Now, if they decide to recruit police, the people in government bring their relations. After they have put them there, then they will make an announcement that anybody who wants to go should go and pay 15 naira at a business center, this and that, just for nothing.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Maduka. You know, if you take a look at the Nigeria's national anthem, you know, the first national anthem that was discarded but then brought back. Nigerians, we hail thee, our own their native land. No tribe and tongue they differ, in brotherhood we stand.
Yes. Yes, go
Are we
on.
brothers?
You mean in Nigeria?
In Nigeria, do we follow what the national anthem, what is written in that national anthem? Is there anything to show brotherhood, unity among the different tribes that make up Nigeria? You have Igbo, you have Hausa, you have Yoruba, Efik, and all that. We are supposed to be one, given what the national anthem,
Has just what we sing in the old become new national anthem.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike.
Is that is there unity there? Is there brotherhood there? Or because if there is, I don't think these killings, kidnapping, banditry, because we are same brothers. We are brothers from the same mother.
You asked me a question, and I think you're making an effort to help me answer. So, I thank God the way you are coming. You're a wonderful man. You started with my brother, okay, Jerry. He made a general foundation of when I was a child. That is senior to Nigeria, and what he has seen before, what he's seen now. Thank God you narrowed mine down to brotherhoodness of Nigeria. And the question is, are we brothers? God created us and put us in a geographical entity called Nigeria, that by design, or by political structuring, or by colonization, or by 1914ism of amalgamation, or whatever means. I believe there's a hand of God that brought us together as a nation. And for more than 100 years, despite challenges. So if you ask me, we are brothers. For whatever has brought us together, both by providence, but by divine arrangement, but by political arrangement, colonial arrangement, whatever, environmental, continental, whatever brought Nigeria together, whoever has known himself as a Nigerian, of that brotherhood we stand. And we captured it in our national anthem.
Yes.
Beautiful. But I believe also that among us as Nigerians, we have Muslims, we have Christians, we have traditional worshippers, we have even people who think they are liberal, they are neither here nor there. And we all had mutual respect for each other. But just like my brother Stan said, we are growing in every family as big as Nigeria. And with the illusion of what my father told me of a big family like this, a big palace, a big place where you have the criminals, you have prayer warriors among that family, you have peacemakers, you have strong men, you have people who are cantankerous, noisy, who have cunning and dangerous people. We have, this is a big place called Nigeria. I'm not trying to be political in answering this question, Because we have heard of political parties in Nigeria say they are big, they have big house, they have big umbrella. When with such big umbrella, you have a lot of things. But that's a macrocosm, or whatever, in a microcosm, in a macrocosm. Whatever parties are political parties, let me not deviate. We have all.
Yeah.
And along the line, there were people with the head on their neck that were able to coordinate if there were need for peace. They bring the peace people, they will negotiate our peace and we continue. If there were need for war, they bring the war people to go and fight for Nigeria. They will go and again, using both gun that has bullet and the one that doesn't have bullet, to go and reclaim captives for Nigeria. We have great sportsmen. When it comes to the spirit of ECOWAS, that was challenged in 1978, when the Green Eagles, led by Christian Chukwu, were beat one of our African nations, and they were being beaten in the field, and the commentator, Okonkwo, the Golden Voice, said, what is happening in the field is against the spirit of OAU, is against the spirit of ECOWAS. That the police, even from that nation, are here in the field doing nothing. Am I saying something?
Yeah.
You know? These are Nigeria, when things were happening, we have the coordinated people. When we have a family of Michael Barney, we have Stan, okay, the Chris Manaka, in one family. But we have a father who is a Nigerian. When Michael Barney abuses Stan, okay, the Nigerian father, we say, shut up. You don't do that to your brother. And he will keep quiet. Not. That is along our line of growth. We had leaders who we can follow. When they speak, we listen.
Yeah.
Rankadede, we call them the Tafawa Belewa, the Nanda Zikiwe, the Mike Oparas, the many of them, the Awolowos. When we start calling the Mike Nahoros, then people that we are proud as today when we read their history, we say, do such people pass through this nation? But they were there when we are Nigeria. The brotherhood, we sang with emotion. And we all stand still whenever with hand on our chest to sing of a Nigeria we held. And we praise and bring up brotherhood even when disagreement we have biases. We have people who call the Igbo man in Yamri. We have the Kobo, we have the Ofen Manu, but we have mutually biased in Nigeria. Common Nigerians go to market in Ogbete. You see Malan who imported these onions, selling, making friends, giving people on credit, they will sell. He will go back and he will not be kidnapped on the road. He will come back, bringing tomato, onions, yam across. The Igbo man will go there. The women will back 911 trucks and those Morris miners travel far to Meduguri from Enugu to go and bring food, to come and sell. That was when we had Nigeria.
Okay.
And that time, Nigerians' flag were green, white, green. The nostalgia we share, just like Mike, Stan, my friend. But now, you ask me, the Chinua Achebe, my dear brother, may his soul rest in peace, with his creative muse, is still there, wrote a book that was a nation. People, because we don't read again. But we read the things fall apart. Almost everybody read things fall apart. Yeah. When he started, that he saw the hand that they put to the thing that held us together with a great knife. They cut it, and things are falling apart. But the center is no more holding. And let me tell you, Mike, we don't have brotherhood in Nigeria again. Nigeria is divided, worst in history of 65 years, along political, religious, ethnic, social, every line crack. Get the map of big United Nigeria, crack of disunity, and if there's anything they call unbrotherhood, has set in, and we are living with it. So what else do I say? I answer your question. Unbrotherhood we do not stand again. Because that's deception. Even the political leaders believe not in brotherhood of Nigeria. Let them come out in the open, swear to 240 million Nigerians that this national anthem they made us to begin to sing, that they believe in it. Like I said, it was leadership that guided the life of when they were growing up. Because when they say one thing, they do it. We do not have brotherhood, so we shouldn't have leadership. A good leadership takes even biased brotherhood and keeping it to go. But now we have even biased leadership that cannot keep the house as one. So the way we lay our mat is what we are lying on. So we are looking for who will tell us that we are not united Nigeria. We make political statement. Nigeria is not at home. It's not united. The way I've seen it, from what I've seen in Nigeria before, and what I'm seeing in Nigeria now, with number of years I've lived, Nigeria is no more on brotherhood.
I think that if Nigeria is united, like our forebears, anticipated, development would have been more spread. Well, if you talk about economic development, if you talk about political development, if you talk about infrastructural development, and because that unity is not there, that's why perhaps things are falling apart, and the center can no longer.
You are hold, yeah.
Dr. Ukeje, what do you think? The other day, Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, during his National Day broadcast, he did say that the worst is over. He did say that the worst is over, meaning that the country is making progress in all fronts. And what do you think can be done to bring the different tribes in Nigeria together to achieve a more meaningful national, economic, political development? How do we go about fusing the different tribes to become one Nigeria? Indeed, in practice, what have we not done that we ought to do?
Yeah, there can be assumptions. That is not wrong. People will make assumptions. From what Chris said, anybody who says that the worst is over, maybe having some information that others don't have. That Arise TV girl that was killed, I think the worst has come to her family. There's this girl, Leah Sharibu, who is kidnapped because she said she will not renounce Christianity. The worst is ongoing for the family. All the Chibok girls, those who made international money by saying, bring back our girls, they are keeping their money. The worst is still there for the Chibok girls and their family. Those who are unemployed, the worst is still there for them. Dangote, but for the fact that he's from the north, it's not money. If he was from the southeast, that his refinery would have been closed by now. You saw people who were employed, 800, out of millions who are unemployed. And then the force of trade unionism was used, it was, brought to bear to bring down the economy and cause fuel. I don't know anybody who can say that the worst, unless he himself has fear.
Well, I think he's referring to the growth in the different sectors of the economy. He did talk about how many schools, secondary schools that Nigeria had at independence, which was 120 secondary schools. By 2024, Nigeria had about 320 secondary schools.
Mike, don't bother yourself.
We talked about.
I'm only just trying to save you from walking into a pit. You see, if I didn't attend secondary school and I claim that I attended secondary school, and then Signature TV goes there and say, I was not there. I won't be qualified to number the secondary schools. He talked about Ernest Okonkwo. Ernest Okonkwo attended Government College Umuahia. He didn't go to university. Sebastian Oforum, Tolu Fato Yimbo, all of them, it was secondary school that they attended. And they were wonderful. Secondary school, and they were few. Very few. John Nyamodo, who is a giant now, he attended St. Patrick's Primary School at River Valley. It's not the number of schools. Women Training College in Enugu. If you know the people who attended school there and what they became. Now that place is 2 churches and then residential buildings. In a place where you have high illiteracy rates. If not that the Catholic Church owns CIC and their seminary is close by, the place would have been divided up into residential estates. So it's not the number of schools. It doesn't matter. Chinua Achebe, he has mentioned him. Bola Ige. Several giants, they attended University College Ibadan when he was under the University of London. I attended University of Ibadan, and at that time there were 6 universities in Nigeria. I will not boast of myself. They said if you want to boast about Jesus, about Christ. But I know people who were in my class who are very successful because of the knowledge they obtained there. Now you find somebody who has a degree in engineering, civil. He goes to hire a carpenter to put a nail on the wall for him to hang his photograph. Is that engineering? So, all those things he mentioned.
He said he was mentioning the number of schools. Even 120 primary schools or secondary schools in Nigeria before independence. No, it's
primary,
not.
It's secondary.
I don't even, you want to lead us into temptation. We are not here to prove which school you attended. We are saying with 120 secondary schools in Nigeria then, we trained people who are in position of authority in Nigeria today. But with over 1 billion, let me put it at that way because you can't even count the number of secondary schools we have in Nigeria. What have we trained? Yeah. Can you measure our progress? That we have degenerated to dead end. Because if it's with 1, we can check thousands. As the Bible said, and with 1 billion, we can't chase an ant. Then it's an anathema. Something is wrong. Something is clearly wrong we don't want to see. Or is it because we refuse to see it? With 220 primary, we train the people that he's talking about, and there are multiple. And Nigeria picked independence and brought development to a point. Yeah. Then when we started having people that are presently in government, attending the same schools, multiple of schools, even universities.
Let me paint a picture.
The number of tertiary institutions.
Let me paint a picture. Obasanjo, like him or not, he behaves like a literate person. He writes books.
Yeah.
He attended Baptist High School, Abeokuta.
Yeah. Of course.
That was.
He clearly said every other thing he attended, he was giving some of
myself, poor as I am. In primary 5, I recited Mark Antony's speech at Caesar's funeral. I was taught it in primary school. I'm sure that now, if you go to universities, people go to general studies department.
Which general studies? Literary studies. Go to literary studies.
What is the hope? What is the hope?
I'm
only just giving you an image. Huh? One young officer, he was a second lieutenant before the war, from Anambra State, Aniebo. After the war, he wrote an excellent book. He called it The Anonymity of Sacrifice. Anonymity of sacrifice. The commander of the Biafran army, Alexander Madebo, he only attended secondary school. If you read his account of the war, you will know that there was education and there is education.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So we have education then. We have
schooling. Yeah. People just go to school.
Do they really go? Yeah. You will still find the name for it.
The president also talked about the drop in inflation. and the increase in their foreign reserves. And looking at if you say the inflation has dropped, if you say Nigeria has more money in the foreign reserve, is it reflecting on the standard of living? That's my own thing.
You are asking a question,
yes.
And you're asking the right person because he's a development economist. I think he will only be the person who answered that.
When you have a drop in inflation, the expectation is that food prices will, drop. When you have an increase in foreign reserves, the expectation also is that, you are living, we Nigerians should live big because we have money stashed there. But what do we see in the country? We see suffering all over the land. Does it really make sense?
Chris and Mike and your listeners. You see, I read an article this morning by Dr. Abraham Wankwo. He was a former DG of,
yes.
But he was a foundational economist at the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. He called it fake nation builders.
Yes.
It's like a poem.
Fake nation builders.
So those statistics, let us say now that you increase you are a landlord, if you're a landlord, and you increase the rent for a room in your house to 6 million, you have driven away the poor who are there. Nobody comes to take the house. You reduce it to 500,000. You have reduced price, but who can come? My first car, which I bought in 1982, I bought it for 5,595 naira, and it included 1 year comprehensive insurance. The price of Prado Jeep, if it is 40 million and it is reduced to 35 million, I still cannot go there. So those statistics does not reflect welfare. It just talked about statistics. Inflation, what it means is the rate of change in prices. It doesn't mean it is negative. If something was 50 naira today and it has increased by 20%, it's still increasing. It is not decreasing. In the United States, in the UK, if anything happens that makes inflation 2 digits will include 10 points, there will be war. The Federal Reserve of the United States reduced their monetary policy rates because inflation is hovering about 2-point-something%. Our own is 20-something, and you are still saying that you are seeing hope. So that's why I'm telling you, what is happy
that's part
depends
of the
on
reason
who.
why he said the worst is over. We have an increasing foreign reserve. We have a drop in inflation.
Yeah.
We have a multiplication of secondary schools, a multiplication of universities.
Yes.
Increase development in the health sector, education.
So many people are left behind. Prices can fall if demand falls. There is demand pull inflation, demand push or cost push. When many people have been left, go to any side.
Let me ask you, is there any need to be happy?
No.
I'm still talking about happiness.
Okay. Looking at Nigerians have naturally been rated in documented evidences are the most happiest people on earth.
Yes.
But your question is, do we still retain that quality? Have we lost it?
Yeah.
We lost Nigerians that quality of happiness long time ago. Not too long, when the issue of insecurity entered Nigeria. Nigerians are resilient people. If we are talking about, like me and our development economy is talking about, fake nation builders with fake data giving us hope, we're talking about it because Nigerians are hopeful and prayerful people. We are highly religious. Our happiness was lost in Nigeria when insecurity, banditry were made business. When even in your hardship and hunger situation and your resilience, with your prayerfulness and hope for a greater Nigeria, that you can't step out of your house and go to a neighbor's house to sit down like we sat here talking about Nigeria's 65 years independence. You can't go to the neighbor's joint. You can't go to a meeting point in the village square where you sit down over maybe a bottle of ebeteshe, local gin, or a small mold of a calabash of palm wine, and people will hold a half drop and speak for hours, recounting when days were good, giving ourselves hope that we're better. You can't stay. Because the next minute, people will come. If they are not in their code, it will be in their Kama. If they are not in their Kama, it will be Boko Haram, unknown government. Yeah. It will not many names of banditry. Yeah. Baptism are names government recognize. If they are not even there, they've called them government actors and non-government actors. Yeah. Even government actors can come. Tension on the road, you can't pass the road. If you manage to buy fuel at an average of 1,000 naira, between here and the next bus stop, you pass 5 checkpoints. Yeah. They will ask you for owner's permit. They will ask you for tinted grass. They will ask you for custom duties of a car you bought in 1982. They will ask you, so our happiness has been so much tampered with by both seen and unseen forces. Yeah. And the leaders know it. What is our concern is that if we are passing through this together, we won't be complaining. Yeah. Our leaders cocoon themselves in Abuja with high salaries, and they are mulling the idea of increasing it. We are told it escaped, and they've not come out to refute, that one person in National Assembly earned an average of 29 million in a month. With this fake, that's as according to what Stan is explaining, what can that person buy? So he's happy. Yeah. Nigerian happiness has been graded. If you are not from Abuja politician or political appointee or state government appointee from that level, or even local government, if the state government didn't seize your allocation, that's where the allocation. So if you measure percentage of people who are in Nigeria now reduced to about 5%, people in authority and power, government, not any other authority, or a few people in religious authority who control their own churches, who are their GOs, they buy aircraft and all. So with whatever is happening in Nigeria, they can still say they don't worship poor God. And with a hand like this, they get churches of people who are even on a salary of 70,000 to even pay tithe. And they go on. I'm not going anywhere. And I'm saying, you're asking me about Nigerian happiness, just like our brotherhood. When we had brotherhood, and we sing it with happiness, that was happiness. Yes. And you can see it even in our faces when we sing. Yes. Nigeria now is a case of a person of Tabansi, now. They will say, sorry. Somebody has just lost a dear person. And people will come as our usual thing to pay condolences. They will say, sorry, I'm sorry. You'll be doing like this. Yeah. But then your heart is pained. Good. Nigerians are going through pain in their heart. Only few of our Nigerian leaders are happy. And it is dangerous. I agree. You know how dangerous it can be?
I agree with you.
You are driving on the road, you just hum. For somebody who is walking aimlessly, hopelessly, you manage to put fuel, you hum, you are Takumbo car, pop, the man will turn and scatter the windscreen of your car. Yeah.
Yeah,
so tension and issues.
We are really giving the explanations you have given. We are really in a very tight and bad situation. 65 years ongoing, and there is very little to show for it. Our prayer, you did say that Nigerians
we are prayerful, very prayerful.
I think that we should continue to pray for good leaders, so that we'll be like countries, like Malaysia, Sweden, Singapore, and some of us have visited some of these countries, and we do know that they don't have as much resources, mineral resources, physical resources, material resources that Nigeria, is endowed with. Yet we have not made any progress. Let's continue to pray that God will give us good leaders, so that in the next 65 years,
we'll still be here to talk about it.
If we are still around,
we'll still be here to talk about the happiness of Nigeria and brotherhood. That is interesting.
Progress. But you know, there is a conflict between what Nigeria is and what Nigeria is asking for. Like I did say during the introduction. The Vice President was in the United Nations, you know, attended the United Nations General Assembly. 80 years of, you know, establishment of the United Nations. It was celebrated about 1 week ago. And the country did make a demand for Nigeria to be a member of the Security Council. And we have, you know, recited our woes, our failures, and you ask yourself, a country like that, like Nigeria, do we have the indices, political indices, economic indices, military indices? Because the people you are looking, the people you want to join in the UN Security Council are superpowers. You talk about America, you know the strength, economic strength of America. You know the military strength of America. Some people may say, oh, you are trying to denigrate your country, Nigeria. You know, that we deserve it because Nigeria has a population of 250 million people. That our population can speak for us. Our population can take us to anywhere, any club, any organization. So the Vice President did make a demand for Nigeria to be a member of United Nations Security Council.
Is it a yes or no answer? So that
it's not. I mean, let us examine.
Do we have time for that? Is the one? Let's try. Let's
try and look at
what
it.
she
Are we
was
qualified?
asking for is that Nigeria should be a
Permanent member.
But in Igbo speak, we say that Abawo Dikis, Abaya Banabo. Oye na abro dike and Abawo is.
No.
Abawo is the way again. So we don't have the capacity to say that we stand for this and then people will listen. Look at small Ukraine. That war between them and Russia has caused the rise in price of wheat that is making bread 2,000 naira per loaf. What is it that Nigeria will cease to produce and something will happen? Even the oil we're talking about, Ghana has oil, you know, Liberia, Sierra Leone, everybody is discovering oil. And we are moving towards electric vehicles and so it's just part of making money from governance. You know, you go around. Nigeria is one of the first signatories to the non-nuclear proliferation treaty, but we don't have nuclear capacity. So it's part of the misgovernance. You know, you go about talking about things that doesn't concern you. Israel did not sign that treaty, but it's a nuclear power. Japan did not sign it, but Japan is a nuclear power.
Not Korea.
Now, you can go ahead and tell us more. So, it's a waste of time. But it is what Chris said, the happiness of some and the sadness of others. There is a management theory called Maslow's theory. Many people are looking for basic needs. Those at the top are looking for being president so that they and their wife can be distributing money or food. If the president's wife is distributing food, is that the character of a superpower that will have a capacity to annul?
No, he's sharing bread and akara on the streets.
Mr. Baduga, what are we bringing to the table? Assuming that
you know, let me start like Stan said, you know, with a proverb of bone and silence. And you can't have water in your mouth and you're blowing a fire to rekindle a fire. Yes. You must sort yourself out first. The nuclear, the powers you mentioned, the mega powers of the world, have gotten to a level. What they want to do now is to be president and senate, and they are not looking for crumbs. They are not contesting again for local government. We have not gotten to local government, and we want to be senate and president. Is it not a goal to Agboebua? With courtesy of Mike Ejaga and go to agree one. That's how the journey is. You must count one before two. If you get your people happy and they can eat, if you say 3 square is overfeeding, give us 2. If Nigerians can eat twice on average, 240 million on average, can eat twice, if they can go to school, if they can go, and the people, we have schools where children are playing with technical things, and they have some silhouetted or demonstrated idea of nuclear, something you can show. You come to address world power, and he said we can even generate, we can dismantle AK-47 and remount it again. Yeah. They say, hey, did you manufacture it? No, but you can dismantle it and remount it. Like some terrorists have been showing us with their communities and the visual videos going on.
Yeah.
We can do that. If you are moving as a president, you have 240 vehicles. Half of them are security, because you are not even safe in your own country. You want to go and be member of Security Council? Permanent member. We know the security of your Senate. You bought them SUVs, anti-bomb cars, at 640 million per one person. If a governor is moving, you would think the whole nation will fall. If a Senate is moving, Senate member is moving. So these are security. These are what we take to Security Council. Is it not? I am not sure that the television that our people are using in Asorok, that has enough technical thing that are not set to monitor what our president is doing, how he sleep and wake up. I am not sure. We don't have nothing.
Yeah.
And we are going for Security Council meeting. You ask me, what do we bring there?
Yeah.
Tribalism, sentimentalism, nepotism, and corruption. But I don't think in the history of Security Council of the United Nations that we have had it. So these are not needed. We know where needed. If you want to go and cover up histories, stop history in Nigerian school, stop it, dismantle it, write it your own way to suit you. That's where you need all those things. Not in Security Council. We don't have the qualification, because if we do, we'll be the first. So some of us that are loud-mouthed, it will be us that will promoting. Hey, let's go. But for me, you have to convince me that we have before.
I agree with you totally, Mr. Maduka. A country that still imports toothpick, imports all consumables, handkerchief, biscuits, all consumables, and you are talking about joining, becoming a permanent member of the Security Council. We should talk about something that will make Nigeria.
Just tell them to come and help us. That they have been helping us with the AIDS and all. And that's where you go to Security Council. Say, Security Council, come and help us to wipe banditry and terrorism. When we can breathe, we can remember to be member, because
you said it. You have said it. You have said it. Quite clearly. Before we go, gentlemen, let's just look at, even if it is 1 minute, 2 minutes. Let's look at this Eze torso. You have Eze.
That is more than enough. There will no time for that.
We need to talk about it.
Even if it's 1 minute.
Colonial experience.
You go to Lagos. You go to Lagos. You have Ezigbo Lagos.
Yes,
you have Ezigbo.
Internal colonialism. If you go to Agwata area, people who take title, that also title, they answer Eze. Eze. That is people who have achieved. This one you are calling Eze now is certificated one, the one that was imported from the north, which was legislated in 1976. They call it common local government system, decreeing that every town should have an Eze or a chief. But he talked about corruption. There are companies that don't allow their workers to come to Nigeria because they will be corrupted. The managing director of Anamco, a German, he killed himself because of corruption. And it was corruption that he inherited in Nigeria. So,
unfortunately, gentlemen, our time is up. We can't continue with this. Our time is up. Let's leave this discussion.
Because it's a sensitive thing.
Let's leave it for another program. It's been an exciting moment for our viewers and for those of us that are here. I want to